Hey everyone, Ginger Soda here, back with another Fallout 76 video, and today I wanted to talk about why I'm so hopeful and excited for the future of Fallout 76. As many of you know, upcoming next month, in the month of December, we have Nuka World on Tour finally coming to Fallout 76. That's something that everyone's been looking forward to for quite some time, due to how lackluster Expeditions was in many people's eyes. But from what we've seen on the PTS, I'm actually really excited for how Nuka World on Tour is going to change Fallout 76 and make it so it's a lot better of a game for many people. Now, I'm not going to go into too many details about Nuka World on Tour. I highly recommend going and watching DTD Gamer or Angry Turtle, where they kind of go really in depth on what Nuka World on Tour is going to be and what it pertains. I'm just going to do a little brief overview and kind of leave it at that. Now, Nuka World on Tour is going to add in 3 new events and a new endgame boss. Now, this is going to be the 3rd endgame boss that we get in the game, and it's kind of surprising to me that it's taken years for us to just get up to 3 endgame bosses. This new boss is going to be like a giant mole miner. It's going to be just like the Scorch Beast Queen and the Wendigo Colossus, where you can only activate the endgame boss by launching a nuke at a specific area. Now, there was a lot of things to be excited about besides this endgame boss when it comes to Nuka World on Tour. I'm personally looking forward quite a bit to this new endgame boss, getting to, kind of see how much it brings the community together, which is something that, at least during this double XP weekend that we just had, I was finally seeing like 8 to 10 people joining events on public servers, which it's been quite some time since I've seen that. Usually that only happens for like the big events, but like as you can see in this eviction notice that I have in the background, this event, there's quite a few players here, which has not really been a common occurrence for me over these past few months. It's really been, I've been seeing maybe 3 or 4 players on average going to some of the more noticeable high tier events, and I'm hoping that Nuka World kind of continues this trend forward. As I mentioned earlier, we have the 3 new events coming, as well as the new endgame boss, which I'm hoping will make it so that there's more of a reason to actually go through, launch the nukes, trigger the boss, and get some awesome rewards. Now, what I'm really most excited for is that it seems that we might be heading in the direction of finally getting 4-star legendaries. Right now on the PTS, while you can't really craft 4-star legendaries, there are certain weapons being added with Nuka World that have a 4th legendary effect. Now, I feel like, this is a bit of a theory, but I feel like with them finally removing legacies and illegal weapons, they finally have a reason to go and add 4-star legendaries to the game. But while the ones that we see on the PTS right now are still technically 3-star legendaries, but with a 4th effect on them, so it's not necessarily full-fledged 4-star legendaries that we are getting, but it does look like we are heading in that direction, which is super exciting because, well, it's been about a year since we were promised 4-star legendaries, and then it was seemingly delayed / canceled. Now, on my last video, I was getting some feedback in the comments about how people felt about the removal of legacies, and how they actually liked and enjoyed legacies being in the game because it made certain events a lot easier, and they didn't want to waste their time, energy, or ammo on bosses like the Scorch Beast Queen or the Wendigo Colossus, so they were totally fine with people coming in with legacies, because they actually enjoyed that aspect of the game of something being so powerful that it just instantly destroys enemies. And I feel like 4-star legendaries will allow us to kind of reach that capacity and allow us to optimize builds even more, which is something that I feel like people have been wanting for quite some time. But Bethesda seemed really hesitant in allowing us to do that. Now, I am not guaranteeing that 4-star legendaries are coming to Fallout 76 at any point. It just seems like we're heading in that direction, which has me really hopeful because I do think that the game benefits a lot from allowing us to get to kind of have a new thing to grind for, like 4-star legendaries, trying to grind for the best effects and all that stuff to optimize our builds. It's something that I think will really add a lot of life to Fallout 76 again. Because if I'm being completely honest, Expeditions was really lackluster. It was not what people were really wanting or expecting of it. And while I don't think it's necessarily bad, it's just not really what Fallout 76 needed. And I'm hoping that we do end up seeing some changes to Fallout 76, hopefully in the near future, that allows Expeditions to be what it really was meant, what the community really wanted it to be, which was more so as an additional area to explore besides Appalachia. And I feel like the pit would have been a great place to allow that to happen, but was a terrible place for how they decided to do Expeditions, because of how Expeditions work as essentially Daily Ops 2.0, as many people refer to it as. But overall, I do just enjoy the fact that Fallout 76 is still getting content and still getting support, because there's been multiple times where the game kind of has felt dead. Not really too many active players, it feels like I mentioned previously. There's been so much activity in people playing in public events, and that's something that was really not common for a little while. Like, I remember times where I was doing full events on my own completely, because there wasn't really that many people who had interest in doing events and were doing their own things. But yeah, like recently with this double XP weekend, I've seen a massive increase in the number of people that have been going through and completing public events, especially certain ones like the Scorchbeast Queen, a Colossal Problem, Eviction Notice, Radiation Rumble. There's been so much more activity in the game, and I think that Nuka World on Tour is gonna add these events that are gonna keep the player base playing. The only issue that I have with Nuka World on Tour, from what I've seen right now, is that we are getting another currency. To be honest, I'm not really looking forward to that. I'm not entirely sure how the system's going to work, and if it's really gonna, because right now we have caps, we have script, we have gold bullion, we have stamps now. Like, there's already so much different currencies that we have to keep track of, which I guess isn't the worst thing, but it is just another one of those things where it's just another thing to grind for, which isn't necessarily bad. It's just, I feel like at this point, 4 main currencies, plus like having to grind legendary cores, legendary modules. It's kind of a lot. To add a 5th currency in there, it's not exactly what I wanted, but at the end of the day, I haven't had much experience with the Nuka World on Tour yet, just what I've seen so far. Overall, I am just super freaking excited. This game is getting some life breathed into it, and it's looking good. I'm super looking forward to the future. I'm hoping that we start getting more consistent content updates, although I doubt that their scheduling and how they've been releasing stuff is really going to change, especially with having something like Starfield ahead to look forward to. They probably don't want to take too much players away from Starfield for when it launches, but yeah. All I really know is that I'm really getting back into the swing of Fallout 76, and it's honestly been really enjoyable. It kind of makes you think about what the game would be like, and how many people would be playing it if we got the updates that were, needed when the game came out. But obviously that's its own issue. We're at a point now where I would say we're probably about 80% bug free, 80 to 90. A lot of the issues have been resolved. We got lots of content to look forward to. Honestly, I think Bethesda's just kicking ass right now, and I'm so looking forward to the future for this company and this game. There's going to be so much going on. We've got Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield, Fallout 5, Lots of stuff planned for the next 5 or so years. And honestly, that as somebody who has come to love Bethesda games in a different way than probably many other people do, because Fallout 4 was actually one of the first video games that I ever actually completed, as I wasn't allowed to have a console when I was a lot younger. But you know, Bethesda has a special place in my heart, and at the end of the day, I'm always going to support them. But overall, yeah, I am so excited for the future of 76. There's going to be so much to do, so much content to be made next month, and it's going to be awesome. On a quick little side note, I am hoping that we get some more information about 4-star Legendaries some point soon. I know that there's been some rumors and talk about it just being completely canceled. I haven't seen any credible sources say that, but it does appear, at least right now, that it's just going to be delayed until further notice. But I'm hoping that with what we've seen on the PTS with Nuka World on Tour, that we will eventually get those 4-star Legendaries. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. And I hope to see all you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening to my rants and ramblings. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone.